Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back for another What If. Sorry I haven't uploaded in, by the time this comes out, probably more than a week, as I'm recording this on, it's been 6 days since my last upload. I'm really busy, and this video will be my last edit one for a while. Well, not my last, but Academixy will be the one doing a bunch of edits, as I'm super busy, and he can only edit on the weekends, so there won't be as much, but I will have gameplay in the back of the videos and everything. So that is still good. Hopefully there's one already out for you guys. But let's get into What If Tien was a Saiyan Part 4. We ended with Tien winning the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, and he defeated Demon King Piccolo in the last arc. But he did kill Piccolo, is the thing. So Kami did die, which means in this What If, Roshi and Krillin will both stay dead. And Goku will actually be kind of angry about that, and he'll be training. As he wants to be able to beat Tien, he wants to be able to pretty much live up to the legacy. I don't really know why I put that, but it doesn't really matter, because Goku will be training in this 5-year time skip still. But let's get into more of Tien. So Tien settled down with lunch, and he had 2 twins. A boy and a girl. Put names for them in the comments. I really want to see what you have. So far I'll just have Tien's daughter and Tien's son, which, if we don't come up with names, will be really bad in the long shot. So, obviously, in this story, the Korean school will be a lot more important, and the Turtle Hermit school, well, it kind of doesn't really exist anymore, because Roshi's dead, and Krillin's dead. So the leader, like the owner, Master Roshi, obviously, and Krillin are both dead, as Yamcha's the only really one that trained with them, other than Goku. So the school's kind of destroyed, as for the Korean school, there's Master Shen, Tien, Tao Pai Pai, and Chiaotzu. So they still have it, and then they will have Tien's 2 kids. I can't talk. So that is very good. So let's get into more of what Tien does for the 5-year time skip, and then we'll get into Goku. So in this time, I think it'd be really fun if I make something in between the 5-year time skip. I do not remember this 100%, but I do believe, I may be wrong on this, tell me if I am in the comments. I'll scrap this, and like the next part I'll just say, this part didn't happen, since it isn't very important, but it kind of is. So in this timeline, the 23rd Tenkaichi had no Piccolo, and the arena wasn't destroyed. So I'm going to have it that there's actually a new one in the next 3 years. So, in this one, it won't really matter, Goku won't enter this one, he'll be at home. Even though he probably would enter it, but let's just pretend he doesn't. So the Korean school, they're the final 4 participants in this, and they have to face off. So it's Chiaotzu versus Master Shen, and then Tien versus Tao Pai Pai. So let's get into the first match. Let's get into Tien versus Tao Pai Pai first. Tao Pai Pai comes rushing in at Tien with a huge knee, but obviously Tien, who is way stronger than Tao Pai Pai, dodges, and then he knees Tao Pai Pai with his own knee, and then he just throws him across the ring. But Tao, he isn't weak, he'll still be able to bounce back, so he'll be able to fly back up, and then he'll use his arm and blast. Pretty much he'll just blast Tien, which this does hurt Tien enough for him to be blinded, so the smoke he can't really see through yet. And then Tao Pai Pai hits a huge knee, but Tien only flies back a little, not out of the ring. Tien then fires a huge ki blast and sends Tao Pai Pai out of the ring. Next is Chiaotzu versus Master Shen. Chiaotzu tries using his psychic powers to stop Shen, which does actually work for a little bit, until Shen is eventually able to stop it. He then rushes at Chiaotzu, and the strength advantage for Shen is way larger, since Chiaotzu is still strong, but his psychic powers, are more powerful than anything else. So Shen does deliver a huge kick, which almost sends Chiaotzu out the ring, but Chiaotzu then comes back in. He tries to knee Master Shen, but Master Shen dodges as he punches Chiaotzu, and then kicks him out the ring. So now then, it's the finals for this 24th Tenkaichi. It's Master Shen versus Tien. You already know who's gonna win. But Master Shen rushes at Tien, as Tien's just dodging his kicks easily, his punches easily, even his ki blasts. But he is eventually hit by a few, which then lets Master Shen get the upper hand until he's hit with an uppercut, and then 3 Tiens come rushing at him, and they punch him. They keep punching and punching him, as they then throw him out the ring. And Tien is won. So yes, this is very quick, but I don't know, I just thought it would happen. Also, in this time, unlike Gohan, the 2 twins will actually be getting some training from Chiaotzu, Master Shen, Tao Pai, and sometimes Tien, as he's still busy training, since he would be a good dad, but since he's a Saiyan in this, he's not going to be the best. He's still going to pay attention, but he's not going to be like all the time. He's going to be like, how do I say it? He'd just be sometimes their dad. He wouldn't be there all the time, he'd be there sometimes. So let's get into Goku's time in this 5-year time skip. Obviously, like normal, Gohan is born as Goku and Chi-Chi settle down. Not much happens for Goku, as he's still saddened, he's very saddened that he can't revive Master Roshi or Krillin. And he eventually goes back up to he didn't do it in the original, I don't believe. I'd have to recheck that. But he is going to try to train with Kami after hearing it from Korin. So he climbs the tower and he sees a sobbing Mr. Popo. He's still grieving for Kami's death. He's sad that Kami is dead, and he says hi to Goku. But Goku knows he can train, but it won't be as good. He does decide to train though. Not all the time, but he will come up now and then and train with Mr. Popo, facing clones of himself just like he did going into the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai in canon. So this will happen like normal, and he'll be training. Gohan, he wouldn't be training still, so he'll have his same power level, but Goku is actually increasing in his power level. He's gotten a lot stronger, but I think now is a great time as we meet up at Kame House, but it's only Yamcha there. It's Yamcha and Goku meeting up. Bulma is still there, but she doesn't really want to see Yamcha. It's only 3 people there, and this is where the story gets interesting. Raditz arrives on the planet as he goes to the first power he senses. This is Tien's power. Now, before we continue, let's get into some power levels. We'll have Raditz at top with 1500, but close behind is Tien at 1450. So they're very, very close. And then we'll have Goku at a power level with his weights on of 570, which is good. I could make him higher, could make him lower, but I think I'll stay there. Then below that, we have Tao Pai at a power level of 412, and then below that, we'll have Master Shen with a power level of 400. Then below that, we'll have Chiaotzu at 375. Raditz arrives at the crane school, and he sees Tien and Chiaotzu. Master Shen and Tao Pai aren't outside training. They're inside with the twins. And with launches there too. But he says this isn't Kakarot. He sees this as Tien wonders who's Kakarot. But he does see the tail that Tien has. Tien does keep his tail, don't forget that. And he's mastered his Uzara form, which Vegeta doesn't know. So that will come into play later on in the Saiyan saga. So, Raditz, he sees his tail and he asks if he's a Saiyan. Tien, not knowing what that is, says a Saiyan what? But Master Shen and Tao Pai do come outside, and they say that Tien did arrive in a huge ship. Well, not a huge ship, but a pod. Tien, though, being a Saiyan, just like Raditz, they would eventually start a fight, as both of these guys would be clashing, with Raditz having the slightest uppercut. Raditz tries to deliver an uppercut, but Chiaotzu is there too, and he knees into Raditz. Raditz, though, picks him up as he just slams him to the ground. But Raditz is alone. He's losing this match because of that. Tien, though, he gets back up as he punches Raditz. He then dodges and he jumps up. He uses the multi-form technique as all 4 rush at Raditz. Raditz is confused at how he did this, as each of them grow 4 arms and they start attacking Raditz. Raditz is actually losing this, but eventually Raditz is able to defeat one, as they all become one Tien, and they all fire a dot on Ray. This actually defeats Raditz. It doesn't kill him, but the Saiyans do know that they're coming. Tien, though, he doesn't mention anything about the Dragon Balls. So in this, no Saiyan arc after this. The Saiyans could come to avenge Raditz, but he was defeated by humans. But although it was a Saiyan there and they could get him, they don't think he'll be much help if he needed helps of humans to beat Raditz. So with no and more of the Saiyan arc happening, just this, there will be no Namek arc, as Frieza won't know about the Dragon Balls. However, you guys can vote in the iCard above and tell me if you want in the comments if you guys want Frieza to go to Namek anyway, even though he didn't need to. Should he go there because he wanted to, see if it's true, and if they weren't, he was just gonna kill everyone and sell the planet? Put that in the iCard, choose an option. Alright, the video's done. Make sure you do vote in the iCard. It already happened, but you can check it up again. This part I know was kind of long for just one arc, but it was really fun to make, and I'm very sorry for some of my stuttering in this. I got some of the script done, but I got only some parts. So some of the video, a bunch of the video, as you can see throughout it, I had to do off my head. Because I didn't want this video to be later. I'm super busy today, and I just don't want anything to happen. I don't want the video to be worse and not happen. I don't want it to be delayed again. It's been delayed for 2 weeks, maybe longer, probably like 3 weeks. So that's the main reason that it's kind of a lot of stuttering in this. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been Shade Talks Anime, and let's get 450 subs by the end of the month. If we do, I will be very thankful. And if we manage to get 500 subs, put in the comments what I should do. I'm not sure if I should do a what if, a Q&A, or maybe a collab video. It's up to you guys. See you next time.